Good. Okay. Good. Hello and good. Okay. She's like, I got it. I'm staying. Welcome to Miss Millie's training lesson. In these videos, I'm going to show you what she's worked on. I'll show you the hand cues so you can keep practicing at home. Some things I want to say about training is when you're practicing, make sure you practice in lots of different locations. So practice when you're walking, practice in your living room on the carpet, practice on the tile, practice in the backyard. And you just want to do this so that you can help generalize her behaviors so that she'll understand, can you touch? That when we're asking for a cue, it means the same thing anytime, anywhere, any place. Also, when we're training, we're going to keep our treats really small. So even if, it's a piece of pepperoni, so they start out really big, but if I'm treating her, it is going to be crumb-like size. So it's going to be really small. Yes. And that way we can give quantity, we can give lots of treats and they can be really good treats, but we're not going to be giving really big ones so that she is getting full and, gaining weight. You can also use her kibble. So especially when you're training in the house, use part of her dinner or breakfast that she's going to be eating anyway and use that for training, mixed in with a little bit of the treats. And then lastly, so focused, she's into it. Lastly, when you're training her, you're going to say the verbal cue first, then give the hand cue, mark it with yes, and then treat. Okay. So if we were working on down, so Millie, sit, down. So I'm saying the word first, then hand cue. Yes is my marker. And then the last thing is to treat. Good girl. So the main thing to think about is say your verbal cue first and then give your hand signal second. And that way, when she's learning, the two don't become one thing. She's learning the verbal cue and the hand cue. And another thing I'll say is we can always reward for duration. So even though I did not ask her to stay right here, I love that, we went into the down and she's just holding her down, right? She's not hitting the down and popping right back up. So I can always reward that. So we're always building in, if I ask you to sit, keep sitting. If I ask you to down, keep holding the down. I'm going to tell her okay, which is our release. Okay. But really I didn't put her in a stay, which would mean she can get up and leave. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good girl. All right. So I usually warm her up with watch me, which is fist to chin. So this is your hand cue for watch me. If she's looking at me, she's thinking about me. If she's looking at the squirrel over there, her brain's thinking about the squirrel over there. So we have watch me, sit, which is palm up, down is palm down, and we may need to come all the way down, or not all the way, but a little bit lower with her. But our end goal is that we could do it like this and just say down while we're standing up straight. We have stand, which think of it like a serving platter and you pull it away. But when we're doing it with her, we're going to do it in front of her nose. So it's going to be at Millie height. And then we will do touch. And touch is a nose bump to your palm. So when you do touch, you're going to look at your open palm and we want her to come over and go boop and hit the touch. So I'm going to play around with those behaviors. When you first get her home, you can reward every little behavior for the first day or two, okay? But then once she's getting it, or if she's just so good at a behavior, then you don't reward it every time. You start rewarding the best versions of the behavior. You ask for 3, 4, 5 behaviors and you reward that behavior. So as she gets better, you can start to be a little more picky and choosy about what actually gets a food reward. All right, Millie, sit. Good girl. Good girl. Down. Watch me. Yes. So I'm going to mark that. So she did 3 behaviors right there for the 1 treat. Good girl. Stand. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and reward that stand because stand is, we work on it, but we spend a lot more time working on things like down. So she's not always as good at the stand. So I might reward something that's a little more difficult. I might reward her a little more often. Good girl. Touch. Yes. I've had all the M dogs, and I keep getting nervous. I'm going to call her the wrong name because I have Mia, Millie, Miffy. Who's my other one? Hattie, which is not an M, but for some reason, the Hattie and the, I don't know. Anyway, if I call her the wrong name, I'm so sorry. I know you're Millie. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, here we go. Sit. Good girl. I'm going to go ahead and add in a stay. So stays front palm up, stay. And then on stays, I'm going to do little baby steps around her. And on a stay, I'm going to come back up to her and reward her. Watch me. Stay. Girl. Right? So stay. So we go, okay, maybe that was too hard. And so what I did was I had moved away and turned my back to her. So I go, oh, okay, maybe that's a little hard on the stay. So we can work through that. And what I would do to work through it is maybe just keep turning my back to help her be able to hold it. Yes. Okay. So when we're doing stay, we're working on the 3 Ds of stay. So you have distance, distractions, and duration, right? And so if I'm in a place where there's a lot of distractions, I'm going to keep the distance really short. Or if I'm going for more distance, maybe I keep the duration short. So you're always working, those 3 D's, right? Distance, distractions, duration. And once she can do all 3 of those together, that's when she's really mastering her stay. Right now it's kind of the introductory. And I want to think I'm like doing a little test with her and making sure she can get it right. All right, let's try from a down. So touch. Good girl, sit. And I can say good girl all I want, right? Good girl is just praising, where yes is telling her that she got it correct. Down. Watch me. Stay. And I ask for the watch me a lot because I'm trying to get her to focus in, right? Watch me. If she's looking at me, she's thinking about me. Sit. Down. So she broke her stay right there. So my job, if she gets up from this stay, is to quickly get her back in position. Watch me. Stay. So I really want to keep my eyes on her so that if she pops up, I can quickly get her back into position. I'm not going to let her just walk away from a stay. Yes. A softer treat. Go, or smaller treat. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Good girl. Okay. She's like, I'm not leaving this stay now. Good girl. So on your stay, good practice is to practice walking around her, turning your back to her. You could do a stay and try to go sit on the couch. You're just like bringing in those distractions and making them a little bit harder each time. Good. Okay, let's give her a little break.